Good morning.
Hey, what's up everybody, it's YellowMotion here and welcome to a special video of Tekken 7. As you might have heard the news already, Tekken 7 will feature 2 new guest characters from other video game licenses. Yes, that's right, we have new details about the Season Pass and DLC for Tekken 7. Because back in January, when the release date of Tekken 7 was revealed, along with the DLC and Season Pass plans, it was said that it will include 3 DLC packs coming to the game after release. So we already knew this, and we already knew the contents of it, but it wasn't defined. But now we know more details on those 3 packs, including more info about the 2 extra DLC characters, and with a timeline of release. So let's do this! So the first DLC pack is coming in summer 2017 and it will include a brand new game mode and more than 50 additional costumes for the characters. The second DLC pack will be coming in winter 2017 and in that pack we will get the first exclusive playable guest character from another video game license. And along with that special guest character, we will get a special stage of the guest character and also special costumes and customization options and items for that guest character, okay? And the third DLC pack will come in spring 2018 and it will feature the second exclusive playable guest character from another video game license. And along with that, it will also feature this special stage, along with the special costumes and the special customization items for that guest character. It can be from a franchise, it can be from a fighting game. It's not yet been defined what it exactly is, but it's been said it will be from another series, from another franchise, basically from another video game license. These 3 post-launch pieces of content will be purchasable individually. But also, they will be available through the Season Pass that will grant each buyers the 35 exclusive bonus metallic costumes. And those 3 packs will also be sold separately. Now, it's not been said how much each pack will cost, but if the bundle of the Season Pass, if they will cost $25 or 25 euros, I think each pack maybe can go for around $10, 10 euros. Back when finally the Tekken 7 release date was announced, along with the DLC and Season Pass, there was a whole explosion in the community. It was the first time that Tekken had a DLC and a Season Pass and the majority of the community flipped out. And Harada put a statement about why he had gone for the DLC and Season Pass model, saying that in the past, we had to stop all updates and support within 2 months after launch, because no development budget. With the Season Pass, we can guarantee 1 year of additional development cost and development team, retention of development team structure from our company/publisher. Also, we don't sell classic Tekken characters. Paid DLC will be special content. With this system, we can do free updates and support the game for a very long time. This is what I've been saying in an interview article. I've talked about it in several interviews before, so please read it. Back at the time when Harada said this, like, hey, you don't have to worry because no classic Tekken character will be paid DLC, okay? This means that any of the Tekken characters that will be in Tekken 7 after console launch is going to be totally free, because in this case, any Tekken character is a classic character. Isn't that good news? Harada, the man himself, will not sell Tekken characters as DLC. It won't happen. And back at the time, we of course didn't know that these 2 characters were going to be from other video games. When they announced the DLC and Season Pass, I immediately said like, I support it, I will buy it, I will support this franchise. I know you will deliver because you are a faithful, passionate person that loves the series and cares about it. And I just respect Harada-san for the approach of the whole DLC model. So props to you, Harada-san. Let's talk about the first DLC pack, which will come in the summer 2017, as it will feature a brand new game mode and more than 50 additional costumes. As far as the costumes, we will see whatever that is. I pretty much don't care much about the costumes. I'm sure they will be f***ing awesome. But what I'm more interested about is the brand new game mode, because I myself expect something that we've never seen in a Tekken game, and that isn't part of the planned content for Tekken 7, because you have to understand that everything that is planned for Tekken 7 will come at release as the whole package. The whole DLC, the whole season pass thing is just as an extra bonus. So you can enjoy the game with or without the season pass and its contents, okay? So when I hear about the new mode, I don't expect Tekken Ball, I don't expect Tekken Ball, I don't even expect a Tekken Force mode. I do believe that if there is a Tekken Ball mode planned for Tekken 7, it will be in the game. If there is a Tekken Ball mode planned for Tekken 7, it will be in the game. And if there is a Tekken Force mode plan of any sort of form, it will be in the game. Otherwise, there is no need to say like a brand new game mode. Let's say if either one of those new modes is Tekken Ball, Tekken Force, or Tekken Ball mode. I would rather have a Tekken Force mode, because I would like to see a new reimagined Tekken Force mode that has an online multiplayer version where you can kick ass with your friends and it's based on Tekken 4. I mean, how sick would that be? I always liked the Tekken Force mode of Tekken 3 and especially Tekken 4, and I was always like, damn man, why isn't there any multiplayer in this bitch? And nowadays it would be cool if you could do that online. So I do expect a Tekken Force mode, like a reimagined Tekken Force mode in the game itself as part of the planned content. But if it's part of the DLC, I would gladly be happy for that as long as I see that in the game.
貴様をここで終わらせる。
As far as the two new guest characters, right? The idea that I'm getting is that they are pretty much doing the Soul Calibur approach, where they will have a guest character that is in the game but that isn't really part of the story, and it's of course available for all platforms. Now, you know, with the Soul Calibur series, we've seen several guest characters appear in the game, you know, like we had Spawn for Xbox, Heihachi for the PlayStation 2, and Link for the GameCube. And of course, we have also seen Kratos for Soul Calibur Broken Destiny, in Soul Calibur 4 we have seen Darth Vader and Yoda. And last but not least, Ezio in Soul Calibur 5. Yeah, because the two real guest characters will come after launch within a time span of 1 year, starting in the winter of 2017, with the next one coming in spring 2018. So these two guest characters, real guest characters that are going to be in Tekken 7, but they aren't going to be incorporated into the story whatsoever. I see them as a real guest character, you know, pretty much how Gon was for Tekken 3. because after all he was also licensed as well for Tekken 3. He was a real guest character there, he had nothing to do with the story, unlike we see now with Akuma. We all know that ever since Akuma's reveal back in December 2015 at the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2015, we all know that Akuma is in Tekken 7, and many, still assume that he is a real guest character to Tekken 7 ever since his reveal. I don't see him like that. He isn't a guest character at all because he is literally incorporated into the Tekken lore. Tekken has acknowledged that Akuma is part of the Tekken family. That's how I see it, that's how it's gonna be, and you're gonna have to deal with that. And I'm happy that my all-time favorite Street Fighter character, Akuma, the raging demon, is in Tekken 7. But look, I can understand that many see him, Akuma, as a guest character to Tekken 7. But like I said, he is no guest character at all because he is heavily incorporated into the Mishima Saga story and the conclusion of it. He will play a significant role into the story that we will see on June the 2nd. Ever since also Akuma's reveal, I made my first impression video about Akuma where I was literally flipped, stunned and amazed, like what the f*** Akuma is in Tekken 7. And in the video I also talked about like, now that Akuma is in this game is going to have Ryu in this game, you know what I mean? If they dig Akuma in Tekken 7, if the gameplay and game style and everything works fine, they will demand Rada to put another guest character in the game, another Street Fighter character. Let's take a look at a clip of what I said.
This is like a good way to insert that Tekken X Street Fighter flavor into the game. When you put Akuma into this game and showing off the trailer, showing off the gameplay of Akuma with the projectiles, with everything like pure Street Fighter gameplay mechanics. This is a whole new level. This opens a whole new door regarding the story, regarding gameplay, regarding everything, and I was like, okay, there's not going to be only Akuma in this game, for sure. If Akuma is in this game officially as part of the story, we're gonna see Ryu. I know it, we're gonna see Ryu. I'm just saying it, I could be totally wrong, I don't care. We're gonna see Ryu. And let me just put it that way, I don't care if he's mixed into the story or not, we're gonna see him as a DLC. I'm sure of it. And maybe several other Street Fighter characters as well. Ken, Chun-Li, Evil Ryu. All of them. No man, I'm just kidding, but I mean, I have to let this sink in fully and then completely understand what's going on, but this is mind-blowing.
So at that time I was like literally hyped, like yeah, I'm pretty sure if Akuma is gonna deliver in Tekken 7 and if everybody is hyped, they will say, man, hey man, put Ryu in this game, put Chun-Li in this game, you know what I mean? But after that, I wasn't too much into like, okay man, Tekken 7 doesn't need to go too much into, Tekken X Street Fighter because it's pretty dope that Akuma's in this game, but it doesn't need to add more characters to it. Let's dig a little bit deeper about those two guest characters, because does this mean that those two guest characters are only Bandai Namco licensed related? Well, it can be, but it's not necessarily, because we don't know much info about it yet. Bandai Namco as a company has also several licensed games of popular anime, series and franchises. Like Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, to name a few, But besides that, it could be partnered with a character from a series or franchise from another company, let's say Capcom, Sega or SNK, to games like Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter or King of Fighters, but it also could be someone from Devil May Cry for all I care, you know what I mean? So let's narrow it a little bit down and I will give you some criteria to make it a little bit easier to understand who or what exactly the two guest characters can be. I do think we'll see a male and a female character as the two guest characters, and both will be from separate franchises or video game series. Because having two females or two male characters isn't as exciting as having one male and one female character. And in the end you can say like, hey, look man, Tekken 7 has 3 characters from other games. One is a Capcom character, one is a Sega character, and one is from SNK. You know what I mean? A male and a female character. That is what I think is the most appropriate thing. Then you would have diversity as well. Another criteria I think is very important is the character and the personality. Let's take Akuman as an example. He as a character is perfectly transitioned from a 2D to a 3D Tekken fighting game environment, while retaining 100% true to his character and personality, and also his fight style and move list. So Akuma is purely and legitimately transferred into a Tekken game, while he is Akuma and plays just like Akuma, just as you would play him in Street Fighter. So any of the two guest characters that is going to be in this game, you have to think about how they will be transitioned into the Tekken game itself and into the environment. Because would that character fit and be well represented into the Tekken world and the Tekken fighting game system as well? Something you have to think about. The other criteria, which I think is important, is the fight style itself. Because does the fight style of that character fit into the Tekken world and the Tekken fight styles? Are there obstacles or limitations, like the character using specific weapons, swords, or a way of fighting? So think about characters from, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto that using jutsus, kamehamehas, powers, spiritual things, elements, you name it. Transferring those characters into Tekken, would that be an obstacle or not? So you have to think about it as well. So in my opinion, having a character like, let's say, Goku or Vegeta would be really cool, but the question is like, would they be very well represented and be useful into the Tekken fighting game mechanics as well? And is it after all really possible? Think about it. Another criteria is the licensing. You may think that all characters have a chance in this game. It's not like that, because the character needs to have the right licensing to be available for all platforms. Since Tekken 7 is available for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, the character that is going to be in the game needs to have the right license to be made available for all of those platforms. So you can't really have like console exclusive characters that belong to Sony, Microsoft or Nintendo. So let's say exclusive characters like Kratos from God of War, Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series, Master Chief from the Halo games, and Mario, Luigi and Zelda from Nintendo. Characters like that can't be in a Tekken game. As much as I personally would like to see a Kratos or a Nathan Drake in Tekken, I already know it's impossible. And the last criteria you have to consider and think about is the original style of the character itself and how that character is represented in that style. So let's take all the animes, for example, like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, you name it. All of those have a very own unique style. So would that fit into the 3D graphic style of Tekken? So again, if we look at Akuma, he is perfectly remodeled and re-envisioned kind of in a Tekken way, while staying truthfully to his design. His design is purely Street Fighter-ish, but he has his kind of Tekken flavor to it. He is as close as possible remodeled from the ground up to really fit into Tekken 7. And for him it's possible. But would it also be possible for, characters of, let's say, Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, that have a very own unique style in itself? Now we all know that in Tekken 6 there was a collaboration between Naruto and Tekken itself with Lars' character, right? Because Lars was kind of redesigned as a Naruto character. So you can imagine if Naruto would be in Tekken 7, how would Naruto look like as a redesigned Tekken character? Should that be the thing, or should he just stay true to his original style but in a Tekken game? Either way, I think one of the two would look very weird, because if you would have a real anime character into Tekken 7, it would really look weird, but since it's just for fun, I think it can work anyway. I definitely would love to see a character like, let's say, Uchiha Madara from the Naruto series in Tekken 7, but I'm not really sure if that would work or if that would really fit if I go along the many criterias, which is the original character style, the fight style, and the personality of that character as well. So once you think about all of the criterias that I just mentioned, you can decide for yourself like, okay, which character would really fit into Tekken 7, right? Think about it. But okay, if you would ask me, which characters do you want to be in Tekken 7? Right now, at this point, I haven't really thought about it like, oh yeah, I would love to, I would die for this character being in Tekken 7. No, not like that. I mean, I would really love to see several characters in Tekken 7, but it's not like that I would lose my mind over it, you know what I mean, at this point. So let's go through a list that I think would be nice if they were in Tekken 7. So I would like to see like Nathan Drake, Kratos, but they won't be in the game, just because of the licensing issue. But let's say Big Boss. I'm as much as a huge fan to Tekken as Metal Gear Solid, since the long days. So if Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid 3 could be in this game, that would make my day. My second pick would be Dante from Devil May Cry 3. I mean, I can already imagine Dante's Rage Yard in Tekken 7. He would use his guns and blades only in the Rage Yard because Dante himself is a martial artist himself and he can, you know, kick ass, do everything. And from time to time he can even use his weapons, because in Tekken 7 you can also shoot with weapons, throw some grenades as well as part of the customization that's been there since Tekken 6.
I'm absolutely crazy about it!
And as far as females, I would love to see, you know, Trish from Devil May Cry.
Don't be late for the party.
Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Your punishment will be quite severe. Your corpse is proof enough of my victory.
Or Mai Shiranui from the King of Fighters series. I'm just saying a couple of characters. I don't have a clear list yet, you know, but if I just have to choose, just like I said, I would definitely go for either Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid 3 or Dante. That's my pick for right now. It can change at any time. But also on social media, the wish lists of everybody has been flowing around, because I've seen a lot of requests from a lot of people that want specific characters in this game. And I'm just going to name a few from what I've seen the most, because I've seen a lot of requests for Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza series. Ever since I see Kazuma Kiryu, I'm like, yeah, he could totally fit, why not? I've even seen this guy, you know, beat the living shit out of his opponents in the game. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised, and he could easily be the lost brother of Kazuya than Lars ever was. I mean, it could be a nephew of him, like a lost nephew of Kazuya. Could be easily possible. Another one is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, but then the question is, you can't go all out with Scorpion, you can't stay faithful to him. You have to make him PG-13, if I have to say so, because Scorpion is rated R, he is 18+, is blood, gore everywhere, heads popping off here and there. You can't do that in Tekken. Either way, you have to make him PG-13, but the question is, like, he isn't truthful to his character, so think about it. And last but not least, Chun-Li. Ryu. Sagat. And Blanca. While I do think it's definitely 100% possible to add another Street Fighter character as one of the guest DLC characters after console launch, I do think that since we are already having Akuma in this game, which is already heavily legitimately incorporated into the story, and Slash is also by many seen as a guest character, I do think it makes more sense and more unique as a whole to say that Tekken 7 has a character from, let's say, another company and another franchise or series. It could be a character that is owned by Sega, it could be a character that is owned by SNK, Konami, whoever it is, doesn't matter. So look, in the end you would have, let's say, 3 guest characters, right? Including Akuma. Let's just say Akuma as a guest character because it makes it easier for understanding. By the general public, it would be seen as Tekken 7 having 3 guest characters, 1 from Street Fighter and 2 other characters from 2 different games. Now that would be something unique, something very unique for the Tekken series, something very unique as for the genre itself, as something that has never been done before, right? So look, I'm totally fine with whatever the 2 guest characters will be, because they are not part of the planned content of Tekken 7, but they are purely as a bonus paid DLC content to extend the experience and to extend the life of the game and to extend the support and the project itself for as long time as possible. And I'm totally down that Tekken 7 after release will get support for many years. And look, regardless, you can decide, you can say like, I'm gonna get the game, see what it is all about, and if you do like it, you can get the season pass. That's totally fine. It won't take away from the experience and will definitely give you more experience if you get the DLC. But as a long-time hardcore Tekken fan myself, I'm buying the Season Pass because I'm gonna support this series, as the Season Pass and DLC alone for Tekken 7 is, in my opinion, the best thing that could ever happen for Tekken 7. Because for the first time ever in Tekken history, man, they will support the game after release. That has never ever happened in any of the other Tekken games. Like within Tekken Tag 2, we had some updates that lasted 2 to 3 months. There was never any real support. You know, back in the days of Tekken 6, when DLC wasn't a common thing, it would be gladly needed for Tekken 6, but now we live in a new age where it's all possible, because it will support the game after launch with contents, patches, updates, balances and fixes, and pretty much just support to the game after console launch. This is just something like that has never happened to any Tekken game on a long term. And like I said, Tekken Tag 2 had only support for 2 to 3 months because they had no DLC or Season Pass model content back then. Believe me, Tekken 7 will deliver, Harada will deliver, and from all the things that I've seen, this is just pretty much a bonus content feature because you will already get a full game, that's for sure. So yeah, as you can see guys, the potential flowing lists are happening right now, and you have to know that it's not yet been decided by Harada or the Tekken team which 2 characters are going to be the guest characters for Tekken 7 after console launch. So they are pretty much listening to your opinions and your wish lists, and they are pretty curious to know what characters you would like to see in Tekken 7. With this, all I have to say is, let's start the discussions on who do you want to see in Tekken 7 based on the criterias I just told you. So think about the character and the personality, would that fit into Tekken 7? Think about the fight style, would that be perfectly transitioned into Tekken 7? Think about the licensing, could that character be available for all platforms? And last but not least, think about the style that the character is represented in its original source. Could that fit into Tekken 7, right? So think about it. So who do you want to see based on the criteria I just told you? And don't worry, there is plenty of time because the first one will come in winter 2017. And of course, once we know more info and once everything is kind of narrowed down, I'll let you know more about it and I will make another video to talk more about this topic. But all in all guys, whoever the 2 guest characters are going to be for Tekken 7, in the end all I have to say is that it's not only a good time to be a Tekken fan, but it is also a very good time to be alive and to experience this as a Tekken fan myself, but also for the fighting game community itself. Alright guys, that was it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video, this talk and discussion with me, and let me know which 2 guest characters you want to see in Tekken 7 based on the criteria I just told you. For in this case, you can choose 2 male characters and 2 female characters and narrow it down to 1 male and 1 female. The more unique you have, like from different video games, the better it is. And as always, to keep updated with me and anything related to Tekken 7, you can follow me on Twitter and on Facebook as well. And as always guys, thanks for watching and keep on watching. My name is YellowMotion and I see you guys in the next one. Peace! And also guys, remember what Michael Murray said in TekkenGamer's interview when he was asked, did you happen to watch YellowMotion's Tekken 7 roster prediction video? If so, was he hot, warm or cold? You know what Michael Murray said at the time? It's not totally cold, but not warm either. Smiles. And furthermore, in a tweet where he replied by saying, not hot was the point, somewhere from cold to warm is what it means. So at that time I was like, okay, let me just get this straight. The list that I put out, it basically means like it's a 50-50 situation. So from all the characters that I already said, half of them is not going to be in the game. That is what I understand from his assumption. And now it's been 7 months later, and guess what? As far as I'm concerned, it is f***ing hot as a volcano eruption. Just the same way as we've seen Hayashi and Kazuya fighting in their epic final conclusion. As Michael Murray very damn well knows what the roster is, and he was pretty much bluffing. That's it. So all I have to say is, well played Michael Murray, well played sir. And talking about the Tekken 7 roster prediction series, I think it's time to update the character select screen of part 2. Yes guys, it's happening, so let's do this. Welcome to part 3 of the character roster prediction series. As I'm going to continue to... I think I need to update some things here and there. So let's do this again. Let's roll the video.
Lee Chaolan.
楽しませてくれるのだろう。耐えられるかな。食らうがいい。Excellent!
Bob. Wait! Master Raven.
I hope you're fair. Try showing me a good time.
Oh, let's get this started then.
Give me everything you've got. Fight!
Get ready for the next battle.
Welcome to part 3 of the character roster prediction series, as a lot has changed since I made part 2 more than a half year ago. And we still have several spots left. And as you can imagine, there are things that are going to be changed, and there are things I want to say and talk about, and there are things I'm going to reconsider and tell you guys all about it. So the question is, who's left to be revealed, and who's next to be revealed before console launch? Is it Anna, Lei, Julia, Jun, Kunimitsu? Who is it gonna be, guys? I already have my picks. I think it's a good time that maybe we can expect Lei and Anna. And also, how many real reveals will we see after console launch? Will the roster really change because of the announced special DLC guest characters from other video games? But also, is there a real possibility for Ogre and Jinpachi to make a real return and a real comeback to Tekken 7? And last but not least, guys, what about the Phantom Pains, Armor King and Zafina? Will they be in Tekken 7 or not? I know there are a lot of people that still want to know what I have to say about Armor King and Zafina. I'll gladly talk about that in part 3. So guys, are you excited for the topics of part 3? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching and keep on watching. My name is YellowMotion, and I see you guys in part 3 of the character prediction series. Peace!